Hello, happy Monday. I hope everyone is having a great Monday. Here I am for Mondays with Margo. I have an exciting topic to do today. It is how to run an efficient business. The 5 items that I have felt that helped me run my business efficiently. So I'm going to start by listing them, and then I'm going to go into talking about them each individually. So the first one is cutting out the excess. The next one is communicating effectively. Don't be afraid to delegate. Keep your goals clear and focused. I have a lot of notes today, so bear with me. And train and develop staff. So I'm going to talk about each one and then put it together. I'm actually going to start from the bottom up. Train and developing staff. For me, the past few months, that has been the biggest thing that was life-changing. For so many years, I have run MVS doing so much myself, responding to sales calls, doing the client product delivery, and I was just busy all the time. And I would pride myself in saving this money, also because I was doing it all myself, but I always felt that I can do it better. But it dawned on me one day when something was going on with my kids, and I was like, it's time to change. And it was something health-wise for me that I said to myself, I'm never going to get to my goals. I'm not going to be able to have that day that I want to, that I'll be able to fully unplug and really be able to have a life outside of my business. Because, when we think about our action list, it's like we're not the action list of the business. It's what will the business need, and it's not always a reflection on us. And lots of times we think that it is a reflection on us, our business, but it's not. So the training and developing staff, we can think that it's an easy way to cut expenses and save money, but what happens is that it just backfires, because if you have to take your kid to the doctor, if you want to go somewhere, or you accept more work than what you can handle, your goals are bigger than what you can do, and we all think that we're better than the next professional, but instead of just thinking that you can do it all, instead, when you train the staff, it is so much better. You spend that extra time with them instead of them doing the tasks haphazardly. So recently, about 2 weeks ago, I sat in the position of my VA, and she was away, and I must tell you, I was pulling my hair out. And when she came back, I brought her back. She was away. I was such a different person when she was back. All the things that she was doing for me, but not only was she doing it for me, she was doing it better, because that was her job. She wasn't doing the VA job plus accounts receivable, plus the sales, plus client delivery. She was doing just the VA job. And I don't want to say just, because she makes me a better person of who I am, and to have better client delivery, and to be able to get on my sales follow-ups, and the other things that I like to do. So when you take the time to teach, that's the ROI, and I'm very big on ROI. That's the ROI that you should be looking out for to run your business efficiently. Now, when I sat in the position, I realized that how many things were wrong, not wrong in her tasks, but it was me not understanding how long things take, how many steps were missing, and confusion that would happen between us. So me sitting in the position, it helped me refine it and update it and make it better. So I spent a lot of time on that, and I'm looking forward to seeing how she's going to do with that. And I'm even splitting it out into two positions because it was a lot for one person. And then you're saying like, hey, you know, can't just one person work more hours on full time? You know, they're both accumulating to be full-time positions. So it just works out to be, you know, the most efficient way. So train and develop your staff and really break down the process. And when you do that, you could even create like Loom videos so that it supports the person and that they're not working haphazardly. It's been working wonderfully here, and I hope you guys take that on. And if you need any support with that, I would love for you to reach out. Now, the other thing is the next one is keeping your goals clear and focused. Now, let's say on client delivery, keeping this example for keeping goals clear and focused, and I'm speaking about my VA, you know, I would always tell her when she's thinking of clients delivery, you know, that she has to have their best interest in mind to love on them. And she's like, love on them? You know, it's like, how do you use the word love on your clients? They're paying you. And when you think of that and you open up that email of when you're smiling or you're picking up the phone, or even before I click this live, you know, you started off with a smile, a whole bunch of different things change. So keeping your goals clear and focused on how you want things is so key. Now with my bookkeepers that I have on staff, you know, I communicate with them to the goals of when we have a project, you know, keeping them focused on moving forward and not inconveniencing the clients, not also wording it in such a way that my clients feel that what we're giving them that they could understand. Accounting lingo, people don't always understand, and they can understand it, but following it on why I'm bringing it to their light is the issue. So, for instance, this morning, one of my fabulous staff members, he found that one of the account names were wrong, and he was telling me different methods on how he was going to go about it. What did I think? Now, I brought to him a few different things, and he was like, so interesting, Margo. And, you know, it came back into what's the end game of this? And then that's going to answer your question on how we should go about this. And now it's almost starting from the end and bringing it forward. When you start from the end of keeping the goals clear, you're able to backtrack step by step by step on what you want to do. So for us, this client delivery was their line of credit to show their loan properly. And the goal was like, hey, we want them to be able to see how much they owe each month. So we were able to backtrack into that. Now you can take goals to a larger stance, and you can do it with marketing. You can do it with sales. You can do it with personal goals. You want to buy a house, stuff like that. So let's say with your marketing goals, you want to break. Everybody's saying is I want to be a self-made millionaire, and it's how you're going to break down that $83,000 per month and be able to make it. So multiple sources of income. How are you going to do that? And once you have those goals, it's communicating it clearly that your staff knows that too. So for instance, my staff knows like on certain projects what's the end game is, so that their tasks have to outlay and knock to that. You know, I always say that we're blueprinting their clients' business, and that really helps them get to that goal. So what goes with that is, you know, lots of people are afraid to delegate. Now, I can tell you I was a big part of that. I used to think that I did it better, and, you know, I'm never going to find someone. But I'll tell you, once you're not afraid to delegate and you have people who want to help you, it's so much more fun. And clients love it because you know, the team sounds real and they have someone to go to. But also when you delegate, it just feels nice to like unload it. So it's like, as a business owner, you know, you can walk around with like your shoulders up here all day, or you can be like this nice, open and relaxed business owner who is delegating all day and really can take a break. You can journal during the day, you can get a nice coffee, you can go for a walk and do all those, you know, business owner things so that you have some freedom outside of being at the computer. Now, that's all great, but you have to communicate effectively to the team. And that's another one, that's number 4. And how do you communicate effectively? Now, I personally find voice to voice the best. When I speak, I find that people understand me the best. And now, these days, people are using, you know, most people I find are still using email so much. And they're like, oh, I sent you an email. But an email is only as good as the person understands it. So I want to give a quick story here. When I share things in emails to my staff or my clients, I break it down step by step. You know, so that they can follow it. Instead of going in like long run-on sentences, even if I had the best English, which I don't, that's why I have access to writers in MBS, because I know my writing is so, it needs improvement. And someone said to me, Margo, you write poems? And I said, no, I don't. I don't write poems. And it ended up bringing out a different skill in myself that, you know, I did write poems. I can't say my poetry is great, but it's definitely something that I did not realize that I have. So you have to figure out the best way of what works for you. So my suggestion is like in my team, we use WhatsApp, and we're looking to dial that down and use in our team management software. They have like a Slack idea. I forget exactly what it's called in Teamworks, but like a IM Messenger type communication internally so that we communicate to each other. And then in addition, what happened is that the team is interacting with each other and it's not all waiting for me, which is the best part, because it would always wait for me before I decided to delegate and to do all these things. So sharing this with you makes me feel so happy, because if there's somebody else that's out there who is doing it all, I just want to share with you, and I hope you receive this well and listen, and feel free to call me, ask me questions, because you know, you can start each day by doing small things, and then once you get the hang of it, it's like, let me delegate and take it on. And it can be overwhelming, and it can be where it's expensive and stressful, and it has all of those factors, but you start to balance that out as you get the rhythm of it, of doing it in doses so that it's helpful to the business. Now, the last thing is cutting out the excess. So when you're in the role and when you're training, you're able to really focus on what that employee should focus on and take out the rest. Because cutting out the excess helps that, like, if you're spending time, if an employee is by the hour, there's could be so many things that they're spending time on, and then you have to pay for that time. And that feels junky, and we don't want that. So training the staff and developing the staff helps you refine the goals, cut out the excess, you have happy staff, they're doing the tasks, and then you get the job done. So I hope you enjoyed this live today and you find this helpful, how to run your business efficiently with the 5 steps. The 5 steps were training and developing your staff, keeping goals clear, focused, don't be afraid to delegate, communicate effectively, and cut out the excess so that they can be successful. Now, I would be so grateful, anybody who's watching this, or if you watch the replay, let me know if this was helpful, any takeaways that you had, and anything I can help you with. I hope you have a great rest of your Monday, and Mondays with Margo, keep always on your calendar so you can stay tuned. Love you all. Bye.